Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Celtic Forever podcast. Just here to go over tomorrow's game. Motherwell against Celtic, Fir Park, 12 o'clock kickoff. After Rangers win today, Celtics find themselves 5 points behind in the league. So it's obviously a must-win game. It was before that anyway. Got John here. How are you today, John?
All right, Xander. How are you?
I'm okay. 5 points behind, John. It's a battle we've got in our hands here now. Going to the Motherwell game tomorrow, needing all 3 points, and that's just to put us 2 points behind. So what I did the day, John, is I watched the Rangers game with the intention of watching it because I wanted to see how they perform after their 2-0 win against Celtic 2 weeks ago at Celtic Park. So I put the game on, right, and I watched it, and my God, honestly, within 2 minutes they've scored, right? Not a player round about this Rangers player, John, at the edge of the box. Not a Hearts player anywhere near him. A free effort on goal, 1-0 up. And for the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes after that, John, Hearts gave the ball away. I'm not talking about giving the ball away as in a loose pass. I'm talking about passes from a Hearts player directly to a Rangers player about 3 or 4 times in the next 15 minutes. I can't believe what I watched there. After they scored the second, I turned it off, right? Because obviously the game's finished. So I don't know what happened after that. I know they won 5-0 today, but I don't know what happened in the game after that. But see the first 20 minutes, John, it was absolutely disgraceful for Hearts.
No, it's the same with every team that plays them. That's why I stopped watching, because the effort that teams put in against them is nowhere near the effort they put in against Celtic. And I mean, that's what I've said that 100 times on the podcast. That's why I don't watch their games anymore. I've only watched certain games. Didn't watch them all, but it's blatantly obvious that teams don't try against them. It's blatantly obvious. But what can you do about it? What can you do about it? They're coming to Celtic Park and battling every single ball, battling every player. It's a fight all over the park, and they go to Ibrox and they just sit back and, like you say, passing the ball away and all that. It's predictable. It's just predictable. So that's why I don't bother watching anymore. I'm just getting sick looking at it.
John, they're not even trying to hide it. Passes directly from one team to the other. I'm not imagining. I'd say to anybody listening or watching this podcast, watch the first 20 minutes of that Rangers game today, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. John, Rangers had the freedom of Ibrox Park today to do whatever they wanted. You've got to remember that's a Hearts team that's unbeaten in 7 games, won the last 5, including a win against Celtic, I might add, and sitting third on the league table.
Aye. And they're playing a worse team than Celtic.
It's unbelievable.
You know
I can't believe what I watched that 20 minutes. That was just 20 minutes. Goodness knows what else happened in that game. But anyway, for 5 points behind, John, let's move on to Celtic. That's what we're here to talk about. But I just thought I'd bring that up because, that's the reason why we're now 5 points behind. So, Motherwell gone on Sunday. Obviously, it's going to be a tough game. Motherwell always give us a tough game there. How do you see this one going tomorrow?
Filled with uncertainty. That's all I can say about that. Filled with uncertainty. It's going to be a hard game, although we've got a couple of players back. But just the way Celtic's been playing recently. Well, they actually had a good run of results till Kilmarnock. But
yeah, but they also weren't playing that well. Went to know John Ross County 1-0 at Celtic Park. Draws with Motherwell. We weren't playing well at all, weren't we? No.
Nah, not really. But look, they can only pick up, can't they? They can only have a look at themselves and say, "Look, this isn't the Celtic we know." And I don't know. I don't know what kind of game I'm expecting. I'm expecting them to fight, of course. Motherwell, that'll be a fight. Every player will fight for every ball, like every team does against Celtic.
Yeah, that's a Motherwell with 1 in 6, John. 1 in 6 games.
Aye, they could possibly make it too.
Yeah,
because it matters to these teams to beat Celtic. It matters to every team to beat Celtic. But when it comes to the other mob, it's like they're playing against their heroes. and they just want to sit back and admire them. But you don't get that for Celtic and Aberdeen. That's two teams that will try against them, give them a game. But that's the only two teams in the whole league that try against Sevco, Celtic and Aberdeen.
Yeah. I can't agree anymore with that, John. I seen it with my own eyes today. I switched that on, as I said earlier, John, just to see what kind of performance they put in against Rangers compared to the performance they put in against Celtic a week and a half or 2 weeks ago at Celtic Park. And it isn't even night and day, John. I can't explain the difference. That's how bad it was. Anyway, I'm going to mention the competition, John, before we move on. We'll get into the preview a wee bit more of the Motherwell game in a wee minute. Competition. What minute will the first goal be scored in Sunday's game against Motherwell? We're looking for the first goal, minute and the seconds, please. Whether it's Motherwell, whether it's Celtic. 5 guesses each. Leave your guesses in the comments, John. Only 10 people have entered, John, this competition. Why is nobody entering this competition? It's a free prize giveaway.
Well, it's because you've got a strike in your channels, Andy. I don't think I don't think the channel's getting out to the viewers now because of the strike. And the views have died, didn't they, for like 1,200-1,300 views and more. Averaging probably about 800 views before the strike. But some of the videos were well over 1,000. And now you get a strike, and I don't think the videos are getting out to anybody anymore. I think YouTube's kind of hiding the channel a wee bit, so that could be something to do with it.
Yeah, and I also put in the wee promotion video for the promotion, if you like, the competition. 150 views, 170 views, and only 3 people entered. I don't understand that. Why would you view it and no enter it?
Watching on smart TVs, that's what it is.
Okay, well, get your comments in anyway, folks. Get your guesses in. This is your last chance, obviously, before the game tomorrow. So get entering. That's all I'll say. Get entering.
Aye, because look, see if you're listening to this on a smart TV or watching on your smart TV, go to your phone, go to the channel, leave a comment with 5 guesses, because there's a great chance of winning. It's a free prize. You get it sent out to you probably the next day. So
yeah,
it's a free prize. So get entering. It's just a bit of fun, and of course we would appreciate the comments and all that. So anybody listening on or watching on a smart TV, just go into your phone, 5 guesses in the comments. Easy as that.
Yeah, and you're right, John. It is a bit of fun. It is a bit of fun. That's all it is. It's a wee bit of fun. The same as the where are they now, etc. But we just try and have a wee bit of fun on the channel. Hit like and subscribe as well, and share with your man, dad, or your brother, or your sister, or whoever's in your family. Share the video with them so they can watch it as well. That would be appreciated. Before we move on to the preview of the game on Sunday. What do you make of this breaking news yesterday? Joe Hart is going to hang up his boots, or his gloves, if you like.
The breaking news that you told them about 4 weeks ago.
It's all over the place. Joe Hart, breaking news, every podcast, Axom, everything else. Breaking news. Many weeks was it ago we said that Joe Hart was retiring at the end of the season? Many weeks, 2-3 weeks ago?
That was about 3 weeks ago, wasn't it?
I don't understand it. I don't know.
These guys go to these other podcasts and think they're great and think they're. You heard it here first.
About a month ago. Anyway, I just want to bring that up because I thought that was a bit strange. Breaking news when we obviously mentioned it weeks and weeks ago. So anyway, we'll move on, John. The board, right? The board, obviously, Dermot Desmond's going to do a clear out of the board, allegedly. It's a bit late for that, isn't it? You look at Rangers, right? They're throwing money at this league title this year, John. Signing players, paying fortunes for new managers. They're throwing money at it to get this big jackpot with the Champions League. Millions after millions. But money they don't have, John. They don't have the money to spend. They're gambling. They're pressing the gamble button again, and they're winning that gamble just now. Celtic, on the other hand, are sitting there with 70 million in the bank, and they're not spending a penny. It just doesn't add up, does it?
They need to get that Champions League jackpot, Rangers, though, because they've got to pay their debts off, because they're still up to their eyeballs in debt. They still owe millions of money. So any money they get, I think it's 40 million or something like that for the Champions League. And any money they get, that all goes to paying off their debts, Sander. That doesn't make them a better club, a bigger club, or better players. It just means they've got money to pay off some of their debts. And I mean some of their debts.
Yeah, but that's where Celtic should have put the foot down, spent 20-30 million in the window there, and left them for dead. But yeah, again, we've let them in again, John. So, the same thing happened for the 10 in a row season as well, didn't it? So there's actually things happening here. Millions and millions in the bank, and we refuse to spend the money.
Aye, that's it. But there's still a lot of happy clappers out there who agree with it,
Oh, aye. It's surprising the amount of happy clappers there is out there that still think everything's hunky-dory and everything's okay, yeah, but we're not one of them, John, are we?
I was happy clapping after my chili con carne and rice earlier, but, I do a wee bit of that after I've had something good to eat, but I don't happy clap with the board.
No. And do you know something? I'm starving as well. I'm just back for playing football with my two wee grandsons there down at the park playing football at my age, Johnny. What's the world coming to? And I'm knackered and I'm starving, so we'll move on, John. We'll move on. And we'll just start with the betting, right? Because we never done this last week because obviously I was away. So the betting, Motherwell win 17-2, a draw 19-4, and a Celtic win 1-3. But we've seen these odds before, John, and look what's happened. Look what happened the last time at Motherwell Parkhead. Look what happened last weekend with the draw at Parkhead against Kilmarnock as well. Hot favourites, John, but couldn't get that one over the line. But that's the odds this week. 1-3 Celtic. Hot favourites there, John. 1-3.
Aye, still favourites, but look, we've only dropped points in one game in the last, how many is it? 6-7 games or whatever. So I don't know. Kilmarnock are a half decent team, remember. They deserved their point last week, deserved more than a point. But Motherwell, as you say, has already taken a point off us at Parkhead. And they will fight for everything tomorrow at Fir Park. I guarantee you that'll be a fight exactly the same as what Kilmarnock done. Motherwell will do the same. Celtic's a bit of a wounded dog right now. So, I don't know. I think Motherwell's going to have a right go tomorrow, Xander.
Yeah, I think they'll have. I mean, Celtic's a wounded animal just now, sitting 5 points behind in the league. So Motherwell will smell blood, obviously, but that's down to Celtic, isn't it? To go out there, put on a performance, put on a show, put the game to bed, and close that gap back down to 2 points. That's all we can do, isn't it?
That's all we can do. Just hope for the best tomorrow. That's it. I'll watch it, see what happens, and hopefully we're on tomorrow night talking about a nice wee result, Xander. Yeah,
that's all we're looking for, John. That's all. First goal scorer, 5-1 Kyogo, 5-1 Ida, 7-1 O'Reilly, 7-1 Palmer. Outside bet for the first goal, John, 22-1 for McGregor and 33-1 for Scales. Anything tickle your fancy there?
Don't know. Maybe start with McGregor in a further forward position tomorrow. Might be good for a wee goal. He's good in that position.
Yeah, we'll get to that in the formations, but I'd like to see Awata in there and McGregor pushed up one. That would be ideal, I think, John.
Aye, that's what I would be looking for tomorrow. I need to change something in the centre of the park tomorrow, I think.
Yeah. No excuses either tomorrow. We'll get into that as well, but no injuries, no excuses tomorrow, John. We've got the full squad back, so Carter Vickers and Johnston and Greg Taylor all should be fit, but we'll get to that in a wee minute. Back to the betting. Celtic half-time, Celtic full-time, John. Even money there. That's no a bad bet. That's no bad. Even money. To be leading or winning at half-time and to be winning at full-time.
Aye.
Even money. That's no bad.
Aye. It's a possibility though. It's a good chance of that.
Yep, we tenner gets you 20 quids. Easy money. If all it was as easy as that, Johnny.
Get yourself a brewer's fair meal.
The Brewers fair meals are good. They're nice. Funny you mention that. I was in there yesterday again. I was up north again yesterday, and we nipped into Brewers fair again, and I had a bangers and mash, John. Bangers and mash with peas and macaroni cheese dippers to start. Outstanding. What a dinner, John.
20 quid well spent, aye.
And a wee half a shandy, and I might add 20 quid.
Ah, it sounds good. I've never been. I need to try it one day.
Beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, starving man, still talking about food. We do it every time, don't we?
Aye. Well, you like your grubs under,
I like my grub. Motherwell win, John. Won in the last 6 games. 1 in 6 games. But it'll be a different story tomorrow, won't it?
We'll wait and see. I don't know. But certainly they'll put on a better performance than they have in the last 6 games, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's it. Look at the form, the amount of losses, and you know what Motherwell will do. It shouldn't really matter to Celtic under normal circumstances. But as I say, these teams are smelling blood, aren't they? They think they can get something off Celtic nowadays. But that's down to Celtic. We've got to put them to bed early, John, and put them in their place. That's the way I look at it.
Aye, well, it's easier said than done when you've got strikers that don't strike, Xander.
Yeah. And that's one thing I will say about the first 20 minutes of that Rangers game the day, John, that I watched. They know how to put the ball in the net. If they're given it half a chance, they'll put it in the net. Celtic strikers aren't doing that just now, are they?
Well, I don't know. If players were passing it to Celtic players, the opposition players were passing it to Celtic players, we'd be putting it in the net or not. I mean, Celtic's problem is that they're constantly getting shut down quick in the box as well. These away players are putting their bodies on the line against Celtic.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference, Sander.
Yeah, but I think also, John, the way I look at it is Celtic at the start of the season were scoring goals. Whether players were shutting them down or no, they were still finding the net, John. But the last 4 or 5 games, look at the chances over the bar, blazed over the bar, 20 feet over the bar, by the post. At the start of the season, Celtic would be putting the chances in the net.
Aye, exactly. Aye, it's hard watching it there now, but look, they need to get a bit of confidence for somewhere. They're lacking in confidence in front of goal for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Kyogo, he does no been much of a striker. Does a lot of holding the bottom stuff. He's no bad at that, but he's got the same illness that Kyogo and O have got. Can't he hit the ball into the net? Itis.
No, that's true. That's true. It's true of the last few games anyway. But as you say, we need confidence for somewhere, John. We need to get it for somewhere, and hopefully it starts tomorrow. And the boys start. Maybe this confidence starts for the back, like you said last week in the podcast. A solid defence breeds confidence, doesn't it? So maybe with that, the boys back on Sunday in the defence will breed that confidence into the midfield and up front, John. That's what we're hoping for, isn't it?
Aye, well, absolutely. It does. The defence is the most important part of the team, I think. Your team, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because Carter Vickers gets forward, it'll give Liam Scales more confidence. It'll give Taylor. We've got Alistair Johnston back, the Mora. So, look, it's the strongest part of your team, that defence. And if they're all there, I think that gives the team a wee bit of confidence. I'm not saying we're going to go out there and scalp Motherwell or anything, but it'll certainly give them a bit of confidence, Sander.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, mate. All right. Celtic's last 6 against Motherwell, John, we're unbeaten. The drop Parkhead was the only points were dropped, actually. So the 5 before that was all wins. So 5 wins and a draw at the last 6 against Motherwell, John. So going by that form guides, there should only be one winner on Sunday, but as we know, it's not that easy. But one draw in 6 games, it's no bad form, is it, John?
That's no bad, but look, the defence is back to Mora. That's the only thing that will gain me a bit of confidence about the Mora, is we've got our back line back, and I think that'll put a wee bit of more confidence through the teams, Xander. So I'm hoping for the best of Mora. I'm hoping for a wee win, the Mora. Fairly confident with a defence back, but not overly confident.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, bottom line is we need to that gap at the top, John, 5 points. We need to close it back to 2. That's the bottom line, isn't it? End of the day, no matter what happens, penalties, sendings offs, VAR, doesn't matter. As long as that's back to 2 points come Sunday night, we'll be happy.
Aye. They need to take a look across to the other side of the city. I know Roger says we don't watch what other teams are doing, but who's he kidding? Of course he's watching what the other team's doing. Maybe that's why we're fell behind the league, because he's not watching the other team. Does he know they're at the top of the league?
Yeah, well, that's it, you know. But we're all still waiting on Brendan turning this around, aren't we? Yeah. I know you says that, you know, it's only one draw in 9 games, something like that. Or is it 2 draws in 9 games? Something like that. It is good for him, but, you know, when it comes to your home for him, you should always be looking to win their games, I think.
Aye. Well, getting beat with Hearts and drawing with Kilmarnock at Celtic Park's not acceptable. This is Celtic we're talking about. We're not talking about some wee Diddy team here. We're talking about Celtic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The budget Celtic's got, we should be able to field a reserve team capable of beating Hearts and Motherwell, home and away. No team like Hearts or Motherwell should be coming to Celtic Park and getting any kind of result. But look, fair play to them for doing it, but they shouldn't be doing it.
No, especially with Celtic's budget, as you say, John. All right, let's round off this betting side of things, the odds on Sunday's game, and I'll round it off with Xander's Bet Builder. Xander's Bet Builder, John. Right, this is my bet builder for this week. Right, tell me what you think of this. Tell me if you put a wee fiver on this. Right, Celtic half-time, full-time, so that's winning at half-time and full-time, and Maeda to score first, 15-1, John. That wraps up the betting anyway, John. That wraps that up. Police Scotland are going to have drone footage of the Celtic supporters, John, watching the Celtic fans going to the game on Sunday. What do you think of that?
That's nice for them.
What's that all about?
What they got to do with it?
You know, what's this in aid of, do you think, drone footage of the supporters going to the Motherwell game?
I don't know, but apparently the Green Brigade were forcing their way into Easter Road or something like that, and maybe a couple of away runs. Maybe Motherwell have organised it, Xander, something like that.
No, not sure.
No sure. No, absolutely no sure at all, but I did see something about that, but I never read it.
No, I just wondered what that was all about. You know, it's only Celtic fans it's happened to. Is it happening at every ground? Don't know. If anybody knows in the comments again, let us know. Just put a wee comment and we'll get back to you. Right, John, what's your starting 11 then? Let's get into this. Starting 11 for the game on Sunday against Motherwell.
Well, we've got our usual defence back, which is great. So they're all going to start. Vickers, Scales, Johnston, Taylor, Joe Hart. Centre of the park, I'd like to see Awata getting a start with McGregor pushed up. I'd love to see that. Beside O'Reilly, let's just hope he shows up. I'd rather see Bernardo starting, to be honest with you. But in the centre of the park, I think it's going to be Bernardo, McGregor, and O'Reilly. That's what I think the starting lineup's going to be. It's not what I want to see, but I think that's what it's going to be. Up front, Kyogo, Maeda, and Palmer. Although I would like to see Palmer dropped because he's just not performing at all.
He's not doing it, is he?
No.
I'd
like to see Maeda on the left, Sander. I think you get the best out of Maeda when he's on the left. He was on fire on the left.
He was.
So why not try Maeda on the left and try somebody else on the right? I don't know. What's your pleasure for on the right?
Abada.
Nah, I'd drop Abada. He's no interested in playing for Celtic, Xander.
No, who else have you got? Yang?
Probably Yang or something, aye. But definitely no Abada. But I'd like to see, as long as Maeda's on the left, because he is on fire on the left. And I don't know why Palmer's been getting started there when Maeda's back. I really don't know. So get Maeda on the left and probably Yang on the right.
Okay, fair enough, John. And what's your prediction for the score?
Prediction for the score, 2-1 Celtic.
Okay. I'll just take a wee note of that. We've not had one right for a while, haven't we, no, John?
No, it's still 6-3.
It's been a wee while, isn't it? That's because of Celtic's unpredictability, though, isn't it, I suppose? Excuse me. My starting 11 would be more or less the same as usual. Hart in goal, Scales and Vickers in the middle, Taylor and Johnston left back and right back, McGregor in the holding role, Matt O'Reilly. I don't know, will I put Kyogo in there again maybe? I'll say Kyogo with Eder up front, Palmer on the left, and Maeda. Yeah, it's going to be Maeda, isn't it, on the right? So a wee bit different for yours, I suppose, with Kyogo and Eder starting.
Now, what would you do to change that game against Motherwell the more? What do you think Celtic should do to try and change things up, get a result? Where do you think we need to change it a wee bit?
The obvious one's McGregor, isn't it? Push McGregor up and put in Awata in the holding role. That's the only thing I can think of that we could change, and maybe, as you say, change the wingers up a bit, put Dyson back on the left, and I don't know, who would you put in the right? Who would we go? Forrest,
what about
Young and Abada.
Kyogo on the right and Eder through the middle?
Nah, can't see.
I
can't see. I think
I'm just thinking what Celtic could do to change it up a bit. Definitely Awata in the holding role.
Try it. Yeah, Awata, yeah. Awata's he's fit again, isn't he, Awata? I think he's back fit again.
Aye, so for me, I know it's not going to happen, but I would like to see McGregor pushed up, Awata in his role, and Bernardo. And I'd like to definitely see Maeda on the left, Eder through the middle, and try Kyogo on the right for a spell. If not, you can switch it around, you know.
Yeah, that's it. You can always bring these players on as subs as well. Take a Matt O'Reilly out the team, John. Put him on the bench. Would do him a world of good, maybe. Push McGregor up. Bernardo beside McGregor. And Awata in the holding role. And then if you're struggling later on, bring your Matt O'Reillys on.
Aye. And then we'll struggle more. The way he's playing in it.
Aye, she's poor, isn't he? He's not done anything in about 4 games.
Aye, but I know anything we are saying is not going to happen. It's just ideas we're putting across. Let us know what you would do in the comments, by the way, everybody listening. What would you do in the comments? Would you go back to Angie's way of playing? We discussed this the last podcast. I would go back to the way Ange had the team playing, because that's where they're comfortable. And get Maeda on that left-hand side.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see Maeda on the left as well, because Palmer, what's Palmer doing in the team? He's doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. When he first signed for Celtic, his pinpoint crosses with accuracy, finding his target every time, getting shots off in goal, on target. You're seeing none of that now.
Nah, rotten. He's just he's not half the player he was in the first few games he played. He's just a big dip in form. The only good thing he's done recently is shaved that stupid moustache off.
Who is it on the comments that was calling him Muttley?
Apart from me.
No, it was you that brought it up, wasn't it? But somebody was calling him Muttley because you gave him that nickname. Who was it again? We'd never sell a club for £1, was it? I can't remember. Anyway, funny stuff. My prediction for tomorrow, John, is tight. It's going to be tight. 1-0. 1-0 to Celtic.
Aye. Look, we might get a surprise and we might get win 4-0. Who knows? But my prediction's 2-1, because I'm still filled with that uncertainty. There's a lot of doom and gloom surrounding the club right now. So, aye, I'm thinking a tight result as well, Xander. 2-1. Yeah.
Well, there's something wrong in there, John, when the owner of the club, your Dermot Desmond's successor's coming out saying there's going to be changes in the board. Everything's not running smoothly if he's coming out with comments like that.
No. What do you think the changes are? Peter Lawwell, goodbye.
I hope so. Nothing personal against Peter Lawwell, by the way. We just need somebody in there that's got the club at heart.
No, I've got nothing personal against anybody at Celtic. We just everybody likes is that we've only got Celtic at the centre of our interest. That's all it is. The team on the park. That's all that matters to us.
Yeah.
And obviously we want the people behind the scenes to do a thorough job in getting Celtic up to the best standards possible, because the Celtic fans certainly don't deserve to be watching that every week. Utter guff.
No. I totally agree. And then, just before we go into the comments, John, what's your honest opinion here? I know you always get an honest opinion, but what's your honest thoughts then? Will we turn this around and win the league this year? Just playing straight down the middle, will we turn this around and win the league?
It's going to take I don't know, it's a huge ask, Xander, a very huge ask. And the players must be looking at that 5-point gap now and saying, can we claw that back? I've got a wee bit of hope that we can do it. We've got our defence back now. Still think we've missed Hatate this season. I think players are playing in the right positions. If we can get all that right, get the players playing in the positions, i.e. Maeda on the left, etc. McGregor pushed up one, Hatate back in the field, or defence back. If that was to happen, the Mora, I would say, look, they've recognised that there's a problem with the way the team's laid out on the park. And I think there is a problem with the way the team's laid out in the park. Players only performing. But if the players do perform, they could go on and win every game, Xander. I think they could. But it's a big ask, and I can't see it happening, to be honest with
you. Right, fair enough, John. Let us know in the comments what you think. What you think personally, can Celtic still win the league? Just let us know in the comments what you think. Will Celtic still win the league? In my personal opinion, John, I think we can still win it.
It's a big ask.
It's a massive ask, John. It's a massive ask.
I think we can still do it. I don't think so, but I've got a wee feeling in my mind if everything was to click, and it has to click fast, Sander, and I mean instantly. If it clicks instantly, we get it together, the Mora, and things happen the way we want to see it happen. Of course we can go and win the league. I just can't see it. Another problem is teams are not getting the same effort against Sefco as they get against us. That's the biggest problem.
Point in case today. Point in case today, yes. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's down to Celtic, John. It's down to Celtic. Just one game at a time, isn't it? Win the Mora, take it for there, isn't it?
Aye. Well, I'm not throwing in the towel. I'm just thinking, how quick is this change going to happen? Brendan Rodgers, all the board, all the fans, the players, they know something needs to change right now for us to be able to go and win that league. And it's going to start instantly, the Mora. If we kick off, something's got to click, and it's got to continue till the end of the season for us to win the league, Xander.
Yeah. Bang on.
I think they can beat Sefco twice.
Aye.
I definitely think that. We've got to beat them. They're not great shakes.
We've got to beat them, definitely. It's a mentality against these other clubs in the league, isn't it? They seem to be dropping points right, left and centre against your Motherwells, your St Johnstones, your, Hearts. I mean, Hearts. Whenever I watched the day, John, and then thinking, why did we actually lose at Celtic Park against that Hearts team? It's mind-boggling. Honestly, it's mind-boggling. I just can't get my head around it.
If you remember right, Hearts had 2 chances and scored 2 goals. Do you know they got a free kick, which was a wonder free kick, and a header at the back post scored by what's his name, Shankland, and that was only 2 chances they had in the whole game, and they beat us 2-0.
Yeah.
And Celtic's problem that day, they could have been 5-0 up at half time. Same old problem, can't hit the net. Missing sitters galore. But that was a problem against Hearts.
Yeah, and hopefully that problem's dissolved on Sunday, John, against Motherwell. And like you said 5 minutes ago, we can possibly come out of there tomorrow with a 4-0, 3 or 4-0. But I'll take a 1-0 right now, John. 1-0, any win, 3 points in the bag. That's all we're looking for. All right, John. Comments. What have you got for us,
All
comment
right.
wise?
It's just a big lift is needed, Xander, a huge lift, and it needs to start right now. The players really need to have belief in themselves. And Rodgers needs to get some of the players shifted around on that part. Maeda's got to play on the left. That's my take on it, with Maeda anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, Michelle Stewart says, "Evening, guys. Hope all is good. Everything's good, Michelle. Thanks."
Oh, okay. I thought there was a point. Listen, John, did Michelle get back to you? Did she get a? I know there was a delay with her frame print. Did she get it? Did she let you know?
No, she never let us know. So let us know if you got your print. But she never get back to us. So fine.
All right, let us know. Let us know, Michelle, in the comments, pal, if you got your print, because that's twice I've sent it. I want to know if you got it. Know what I mean? Just let us know in the comments, pal. What else you got, John?
We would never sell our club. This is now with 6 games left before the next Glasgow derby, and an absolute win against the Well on Sunday is required. And if we drop points on Sunday and a tricky away game to Hearts, our league title hopes will be all but over. Get it right, Brendan.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Get it right,
Well, I should get back. No, John, I think if we lose to Hearts or draw with Hearts and Motherwell, it's over. That goes without saying, obviously, isn't it? If you drop points against Motherwell and Hearts, bye bye title. But it starts against Motherwell, 3 points. Then it's a home game against Dundee, I think, and then away to Hearts. Win all 3 games, but 1 game at a time.
Aye. Well, she also says get it right, Brendan. Do you think Brendan's the problem, Xander?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I think he's slowly but surely, you know, tearing apart a treble winning team there, John. A treble winning system, as you said as well. Every game that goes on, it's getting worse. We're now 5 points behind in the league. Brendan obviously just wants to stick to his guns and play the football that he wants to play, but you know, he's not willing to change it, is he? So I think the problem lies at Brendan's door, aye. And the players, of course,
Aye.
and the players.
I think partly, Xander. I think partly at Brendan's door, aye. I don't think he's the full problem, but there's a lot bigger issues, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, thanks for your comment. We would never sell our club. Always good to hear from you.
Yeah,
Another
cheers.
double prize winner right there.
All right, good. Could be a treble prize winner tomorrow, John.
Could be. Anyway, Eclectic Minecraft builds. The guy that said Taylor was the best player on Saturday needs a reality check or thicker specs. Taylor was practically non-existent. Good listen, Xander and John.
Taylor. He was just back for injury, wasn't he? So he's obviously probably not 100% match fit, but he wasn't the best player in the park. That's a guarantee. He was average at best, wasn't he, against Kilmarnock?
I thought we should have started with Bernardo because he was the on-form player and Rodgers drops him. Look, that is what it is, isn't it? I mean, did I say Bernardo or Bernabe? I meant to say. If I did, I can't remember what I says. But I think Bernabe is. He played 2 fantastic games in a row and then get dropped, and then we lost to Kilmarnock. Drew to Kilmarnock. So I think that was a huge error by Brendan there, bringing Greg Taylor straight back into that game against Kilmarnock because he knew it was going to be a battle.
Yeah. And you can go through all the games we dropped points, John, your St Johnstones, etc., your Motherwells. You know, there's errors for the manager in all of these games. You know?
Aye. Let's continue with the comments, and I've got a few to get through here, right?
All right.
Roseanne says, "Hi, John and Xander. Hope all's well. I'll have a wee guess at a time for the first goal with the well. And she's got her guesses in there. Come on, Roseanne, you've got about 10 guesses there.
I was looking at Roseanne's guess. Actually, you need to sort of break it up. It's quite difficult. I was going to ask her to put
I
a
thought
comment
it is.
in.
I thought she had 10, 15, 25, then 10 again. It's actually 10 minutes, 15 and all that. 10 minutes,
Aye.
25 minutes. Aye, see what she's done there. Sorry, Roseanne. Aye. She says,
Five,
God bless, boys. Eh?
Says 5's just a 5 she's got, John.
That's,
I wouldn't allow that.
I can see it now. She says, God bless, boys. Fingers crossed for our deserving lads. Thanks very much for that, Roseanne. Always nice to hear from you, pal.
Yep, cheers, pal. Thank you.
James Doran. This guy always agrees with me. That's why I like James. He doesn't always agree with me. He's always got the same opinions as me. I mean,
aye.
Huge game against the Well on Sunday, says James. And it's make or break for Celtic. And Methadone Mick needs to start banging in the goals.
I was wanting to get a better look at likes with it. Methadone Mick and Kyogo. Just for the teeth, obviously.
Aye, Kyogo with the gum shield and exact same as Methadone Mick.
Aye.
And James is latched onto that. So, aye, James, I totally agree with you. By the way,
Who was it? James Doran.
It was James. Aye.
So it was maybe James that mentioned the other lookalike as well, the Muttley.
Aye, I think it was James. I think James says that as well. Aye.
Aye.
See, James likes my part. That's.
And hopefully he's right with Kyogo as well. Hopefully, I know he scored last weekend in the draw at against Kilmarnock. Sorry. Hopefully, he can start banging the goals in tomorrow as well, John.
Oh, look, that's what we all hope for, isn't it, Sander? Kyogo to start banging them in like he used to. But let's all just fingers crossed. Say our prayers tonight. It's going to start tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for your comment, James Doran. Always great to hear from you, mate. There and the Emerald Isle.
Thanks, James. Cheers, my man. Keep the comments coming, pal.
James likes me. That's why I like James.
Right.
He likes my part. Steals it. Anyway,
keep the comments coming in, James. Keep them coming in, pal.
So you had Michelle Collins had her guesses. One club since 1888 had his guesses. And we've got the big long comment from Fishing Stevie, who's always got a lot to say, Stevie. So I'll read out his comment. He says, we have to get back to winning ways this Sunday at Motherwell and can't drop any more points. Just need to find some form. Well, that's what we've been saying. We need to find form as of now. He says, but I do have some doubts with the way things have been recently. Hibs should do likewise to Rangers at Easter Road. Hand them the same amount of tickets. You see, you're kind of all over the place there, Fishing Stevie. Just jump from one thing to another. But, Hibs should do the same to Rangers. I think they do, Fishing Stevie. Give them the same allocation. But no, the Hibs give us a half decent allocation at Easter Road.
It's Hearts cutting the allocation.
I think what he's saying is Hibs should do that to Rangers. What Hearts done to Celtic.
But Hearts did it to Rangers or not?
I think Hearts did it to everybody,
Aye, anyway, that's right.
I'm not sure. He's saying that it basically shouldn't be allowed by Hearts. Well, I agree. It shouldn't be allowed to...
No, it should. He's right. Totally right.
But that's basically the gist of Fishy Stevie's comment. And he says, of course, and I bet my last note, otherwise he bets his last pound, that Hearts let Rangers win on Saturday. And you were absolutely right.
Well, we opened the podcast with that, didn't we? So we don't need to go into it anymore. But one word to describe that: disgusting.
That is disgusting. And Fishing Stevie's absolutely spot on. And Fishing Stevie says it. I says it as well. When we did the last podcast, you asked if there's any chance of Hearts doing it, and there's absolutely no chance. And there you go. You've just proved it by your commentary on the game earlier, because I never seen any. I didn't even know the result till you told me. But there's Fishing Stevie saying exactly the same thing. I bet my last quid that Hearts let Rangers win on Saturday. And there you go, it's been proven. Passing the ball right to the players and all that.
Yeah, straight. I mean, it's not as if it was a stray pass. You know, this was it happened 2 or 3 times in the 20 minutes I saw, but I don't want to go back to it. But just one example, Hearts player, edges box, John, Hearts player edges box, hits the ball across into the centre of the field, and it isn't intercepted, John. It's straight to a Rangers player. Straight to a Rangers player. Knocks it forward to the goal scorer. Nobody near him, puts it in the net for about 18 yards.
Aye. Well, that's under the instructions of Milky, me, myself, and Irene.
That's his instruction, John. You're right. All kidding aside, you're right. It's his instruction to lose the ball, give Rangers as many chances as possible. A team sitting third in the league, you know, looking for a European place, John, but obviously they've got that cushion to the team in fourth, so they can afford to throw away points against Rangers. Anyway, John, next comment.
You're not seriously suggesting there's cheating going on.
Would I do that, John? Would I do that?
No, I mean, absolutely not. No. Look, you're a man of honour. I know you wouldn't do something like that.
Exactly.
Nainies would never do anything like that. What do you think we are?
No. We just tell the truth, that's all.
Aye, exactly. I'm going to have to go into another podcast to get a couple more comments because there was guys I promised I would read out a comment in the last one. But
okay.
I know Fishing Stevie had a big long comment. I was going to read it out, but I read one of Fishing Stevie's.
Right.
And Michelle basically wished Roseanne all the best in winning the frame. Georgie Samaras, Roseanne won, wasn't it?
Georgie Samaras, yeah, that was nice to congratulate Roseanne. So, yeah, well done, Roseanne, on winning last week. This week's competition, John, 9 or 10 entries. It's, you know, every single one of these people that have entered the competition have got a great chance of winning the Scott McDonald Legends frame print, John. So I'll just run through the competition, right? For anybody that wants to enter and give themselves a chance of winning it. Scott McDonald Legend frame print. What minute will the first goal be scored on Sunday? Motherwell versus Celtic. We're looking for the minute and the second of the first goal, whether it's Motherwell, whether it's Celtic. It doesn't really matter. Get 5 entries each, 5 guesses each. Put your entries into the comment section, and we'll announce the winner on the post-match podcast tomorrow, John.
Aye. You can't have many more of the frames left, Sandra.
Oh, I've got hunters, John. Hunters. You know something? I was thinking about that, John, and we might need to stop the frames until the strike's over. You know, because no many people are entering the competition just now. We want to give everybody a chance to win them. Obviously, we're only getting 8 or 9 entries per podcast just now, or per game. So, you know, let me think about it and we'll make a wee decision on it on tomorrow's podcast.
Aye. Well, if anybody doesn't have a YouTube channel, but a kind of successful YouTube channel like Xander's got, how many subs you got, Xander's? Well over 3,000, isn't it?
3,100, I think.
It's a lot of subs. It's quite a successful channel, this. But if anybody doesn't know, when a strike hits a channel like this, it totally destroys the channel. It totally destroys it for like 3 months, innit, Xander? Totally destroys it.
Yeah, 3 months, John. So that'll be 6 months, because this is a second strike. Obviously, it's just for putting videos of Celtic, you know, playing, winning games or whatever. That's what the strikes are for. It's nothing serious. It's old footage for the 1980s, and both times it was Celtic Football Club that complained. So thank you, Celtic.
Aye. But that's what a strike does to the channel. It absolutely annihilates it, and that's why we're not getting many people guessing in the competition. So I think you should stop them until the strike's over.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you, right? And I like to see people winning the wee prizes, but
yeah, that's why we both do it, John. We do like to see, you know, our viewers winning prizes. That's why we do it, and it's a good thing. But just because there's no many entries just now, we just maybe leave it to the strike. So it's only 5 weeks away. So I'll make a decision on it tomorrow, John, right?
Okie dokie. Well, that's the comments anyways, and there's some wee funny moments in there, some good points made, and of course we're eternally grateful for all the comments that we get, especially all the regulars that come on.
Yeah, thank you to everybody that comments. You know, we're going to have the comment section if there's no comments coming in. So keep the comments coming in if you don't mind. Just even if you want to tell us what you had for your dinner, it doesn't matter. Just keep your comments coming in, and we'll always try and read them out on the podcast, John, won't we?
Definitely, I'd leave a few jokes or something, give something to talk about. We'll read your wee jokes out. Keep them clean though. In fact, try to keep it for family, this podcast, so keep them clean. If your comment contains any bad language or anything like that, we can't read it out. Well, we can read it, but we'll just need to replace the word with something else because it's a family show, everybody.
Yeah. Tell us your jokes, your favourite jokes. It doesn't matter anything. Get your comments into the comments section, and we'll read them out on the next podcast. All right, John, that wraps it up for the day. Any final thoughts before we go?
I've got a joke, but I can't give you the punchline. What's the difference between an apple and an orange?
I don't know.
You can't get an apple basket.
All right, mate. All right, John. Obviously, the basket's not meant to be basket.
No,
right. Okay. Right, John, we'll wrap it up there. Good luck to Celtic tomorrow. Good luck to the Hoops. Anyone, close the gap, back to 2 points. That's all we're looking for. We'll catch you tomorrow, John, on the post-match.
catch you tomorrow, Xander. Hail.
All right, John. All right. Here we go.